Let me just, to be fair, she said that
public safety threats escaping.
She said that she is just offering civil education and that you might be, quote, vaguely familiar with the U.S. immigration law, but that she's just doing what she needs to do to remind people the law of the land passed by congressional statute.
Vaguely aware of immigration law. I've done this since 1984. I forgot more about the immigration law than AOC will ever know. Matter of fact, the hearing a couple years ago, I had explained to her that entering the country illegally was actually a crime.
That's CNN host and woman with an excellent face for radio, Dana Bash, getting smacked down by Trump border czar Tom Homan for defending the rampant ignorance and potentially illegal actions of AOC. Welcome to Nerk News. I'm Nerkish, and it looks like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't teach it basic concepts about immigration law, because AOC recently did a viral webinar where she not only attempted to educate illegals on ways to avoid ICE, but she also tried to insult Tom Homan in the process. And I don't think I need to remind anyone how well that worked out for her during Trump's first term. Here's political hack Dana Bash trying to shame Homan for bringing AOC's stunt to the Attorney General.
So, I'm not going to play that game with her. I simply made a statement. When you sit down with people who are wanted by us, criminal aliens that have been ordered deported from the United States government, and ignore that order. If you and I ignored that order, we'd be sitting in prison. But they ignored an order from a federal judge. They're hiding in a home, and she's telling them not to open the door. Now, I'm not saying that's illegal. What I'm saying is, I asked the Attorney General, at what point is it impeding and what point is it not impeding? So I'm simply, as a border czar, asking the Office of the Attorney General, where does to draw the line? So we make sure we give ICE agents the proper standard when they go to these homes. They don't open the door. At what point can you open the door? At what point can't you open the door? Mm-hmm. So we just want to be sure that ICE officers are doing the right thing. So this is about talking to Attorney General, because every Attorney General interprets things different. What is your interpretation of impeding? Where's that line at? I think it's a responsible thing to do as the border czar of the United States to make sure the men and women of ICE understand what they can and can't do.
Yeah, and of course, right now, being undocumented is a civil offense and not a criminal one, unless you commit those crimes.
You know, that's such a sleazy caveat Bash tried to insert at the end there, because she's basically trying to conflate those who enter legally and overstay with those who illegally cross the border, which is a criminal offense and makes up the majority of illegals in this country. Also, it's a little convenient that Bash didn't address the specifics of what AOC was actually attempting to do in that webinar. And the reason's because CNN and her Democrat handlers want her to point a finger at Tom Homan for calling out AOC and interfering with his duties. Don't worry though, Homan basically just did a press tour absolutely destroying AC for her pathetically stupid stunt.
She's the dumbest congresswoman ever elected to Congress, and she proves that every day. And look, bottom line is, I can't believe any member of Congress would want to educate criminal illegal aliens who are in the country illegally, been convicted of a violent crime, and have been ordered removed by an immigration judge after due process at great taxpayer expense. You got a congressman or congresswoman that does not want ICE to do the job that Congress has mandated them to do and funds them to do.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman, putting out a webinar, doing a webinar to help illegals avoid, I guess, apprehension, giving tips about how to continue to remain in the country and ultimately game the system.
And I sent an email today to the Deputy Attorney General. At what level is that impediment? Is that impediment? I'm not an attorney. I'm not a prosecutor. Is that impediment? Is that impeding our law enforcement efforts? If so, what are we going to do about it? Is she crossing the line? So I'm working with the Department of Justice and finding out where is that line that they crossed. So maybe AOC is going to be in trouble now, but I need the AOG to opine on that. But what she in fact is doing, telling people don't open your door, hide in your home, don't talk to ICE. We're talking about people who are in the country illegally, committed a crime, they're a public safety threat, they've been convicted of serious crime, and they've been ordered removed by a federal judge. So it's like AOC and others don't want ICE to enforce the laws that they enacted. She's a member of Congress. Let us enforce the laws you enacted. That's what we're supposed to do.
You can't go after her. Do you think others should?
No, I think I've asked DOJ, where's that line of impediment, of interference? Now, if someone stands in your way, prevents you from arresting somebody, put your hands on it, that's impediment. But what line is telling people to hide from ICE, not open the door? Where do you cross that line?
You know, this is absolutely what Republicans need to be doing from now on. Wielding the power they were granted to do the things voters put them in office to do. do. I mean, Americans gave President Trump a mandate about immigration, and he named Homan border czar. And if people like these mayors who won't cooperate with ICE and corrupt politicians like AOC think they can keep playing games like this, they're in for a rude awakening, because it looks like Trump and Homan aren't messing around in a second term. And if you don't believe me, just ask the lawyers and judges who said it was like getting slapped in the face when Trump sent 3 illegals to Venezuela a day after a federal court tried to block him from sending them to Gitmo. It's clear that Trump and Homan are committed to keeping his promise to the American people. But let me know what you think. Should AOC and other elected officials get in trouble for pulling stunts like this? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!